Good morning, everyone. This is Mike Keenan in Omaha, and I'd like to welcome everybody to our first series of webinars for the final projects for our interns for this summer. And the opportunity to work with Cadrien Livingston this summer. She's been a great asset to our office here in Omaha. I've really enjoyed working with her. She's been with both feet, very enthusiastic, and had some very good experiences with our clients. And for her to share her project with everyone today. She's actually done two. So I'll go ahead and turn this over to Cadrien, and she can finish her project and tell you about her summer here with Gallagher. And it's on to you.
Well, thank you for the introduction, Mike. Like you said, my name is Cadrien Livingston. I'm out of the Omaha office. And my two projects were electrical safety and slip trip falls. And so I really wanted to just start off, though, and tell you a little bit about my summer and what I did. I had the opportunity to travel here a lot, which was absolutely amazing. It's not every day that you get a job that allows you to travel. And as someone who loves traveling, I was really fortunate to be able to go to many different places. So at the Omaha office, we have a main clientele base of pig farms, dairy farms, and feedlots. And so that's really where my main focus was this summer. And then I also had the opportunity to travel up to our Susie office and look at the construction sites too. So I really had a lot of fun, was able to go to Minnesota and Kansas and Iowa and really all over, and I really enjoyed that a lot. And to this internship, kind of had a little expertise. Some of my expertise was grain bin training and grain safety. That's where I hold my specialty, and I also have a degree, or will get a degree in December with agricultural and environmental science communications. And so with that degree, I've been really fortunate to be able to learn a lot of media and design and communications work. And really, you know, any job that allows me to do communications and safety is really the ultimate job for me. So what thus far at my internship has really been safety walkthroughs, problem solving, fire safety, thermographic, and reports. So the safety walkthroughs, we were able to travel to our clientele base and walk through the feedlot, walk through the pig farm, whatever that might be, and really help them be able to eliminate those risks that they might have and identify some of those hazards. That way they keep their claims down. So that was really useful for them. I really learned a lot through the different industries that I was able to visit. I really learned a lot about safety through those industries. I was also really able to problem solve. That has really helped me be able to look at a situation, look at a hazard, and say, okay, what can we do with this hazard, and how can we eliminate this risk that would be best for our client, that still gets the job done, but allows them to be more safe along the process. So that was a really amazing experience for me. One of the highest claims for our hog farms is fires. They have a lot of problems, and a lot of times the sheds are built way back in the day, and so a lot of times they're not even up to fire safety code. And so being able to go into those farms and really learn how to negotiate with client and help them be the safest they can has been amazing. I have a person here out of our Omaha office that does thermographic work, so that was really cool, being able to look at that camera and see things beyond the eye. A lot of, you know, you can see the circuits and the wires that are in the walls, and so having that experience to be able to see how that works and really drastically helps our clients in that sense has been amazing. And then I had the opportunity to do reports with the safety walkthroughs that we would do. I was able to come back and create reports, and our reporting system was a little not necessarily outdated, but not necessarily the best design. And so I was able to actually create a new design for our reports and be able to kind of show the pictures of what was wrong and explain in a short, quick way that our clients would be able to understand, and really create the fastest way possible for them to look through this report and get those problems solved. My final of doing this internship was really to communicate safety. And so, like Mike said, I had two different topics that I was tasked with communicating, and so one of them was electrical safety and slips, trips, and falls. And so with electrical safety, really able to figure out what the best way was of communicating these issues to our clients in a very fast way that they would understand and easily accessible for them as well. And so I spent the majority of my time, the first couple days I was thinking about my impact project, really just researching and studying how the best way it is to communicate to our clients and how you would get that effectively through to them. And as a communications major, you know, I mean, there's a variety of options, but it was really awesome to be able to kind of narrow it down. And so with electrical safety, I chose the newsletter and a poster. Newsletter, the point of the newsletter is to be able to have quick, fast facts. It has a monetary incentive, it has a personal incentive, and it also has some shocking statistics in there. And with that newsletter, it's something that is easily accessible for the client. We can email it out. We can take it with us when we go on a trip. So I thought really, really helps the client. I also chose a poster. Something that I found going on these visits was lockout, tagout problems, and a lot of times the employees just really don't know, or you know, they don't have the kind of training. And so what was really handy for me was to be able to create this poster and be able to share that in the electrical room. That way, when employees in the electrical room, they can just see it right away. And then my slips, trips, and falls, I was able to create a video, just a quick training video, and you guys will be able to see all those examples today. Electrical safety. The poster, it really gives clients something to remember, and it also communicates safety relatively easily. That was just something, like I said, that was just quick, fast, and really beneficial to our clients and employees that walk into that electrical room. My point with this was to just have a quick, effective way to add incentive to our clients to join with Gallagher. Our producers can use it as an added edge when they go to sell Gallagher to a new potential client. And also, it's a resource for all of National Risk Control to use so that they can take those kind of things to their new clients that they have that might have those kind of problems with those kind of claims. Here's a poster that I made. Like I said, this is a lockout tagout poster. Some would be able to hang in the electrical room. Some short, quick, sweet, and really, I think, gets the point across to the employees that this is essential to electrical safety, and if you haven't been trained on lockout, tagout, you need to stay away. So something that I really think would be beneficial to our clients and easy for them to put up in the office. The newsletter is called Shock Talk. We did a vote around the office, and so that was the ultimate name that I came up with. And really the point of this electrical newsletter is to have some few facts with it right away, have a quick overview of different things that our clients can do to have electrical safety. And the page right here is really, that's the point to get across, because in communications, I really think there's two ways you can communicate to people, and it's through personal stories and it's through monetary value. And so I really wanted to be able to share a personal story on here, so I just Google searched a personal story and was able to kind of write that in a way that people would actually read it and say, oh my gosh, you know, that might happen to me. And that's really the point that I want to get across to a client. Also along the side, you'll see just some quick little facts again and tips with extension cords. And then also down on the bottom, my idea was to really find some shocking statistics. And, you know, they can say, oh my gosh, I can actually be one of the 13 that dies from an electrical hazard. And so really the point was to just get to actually think about electrical safety and get them to care. And my third sheet here for newsletter was really about the monetary facts, going back to that monetary value and why should our clients care. They should care because it's going to cost them a lot of money, right? And so, you know, I just have quick facts about what it's going to cost them if they do have those kind of accidents, And then also something just quick and easy for them to do on their own without us having to be there would be an electrical audit. And so just giving them those steps that they can do on their own. You know, if we can't make it out to the client, that's something easy that they can do themselves. Or they could even do it before we show up, and then we can continue on and work a little bit harder on other things instead of focusing on their audits. And then my slips, trips, and falls. The purpose of the video was to help train employees, give employers a money incentive, again, really catch their attention. And then it's also a very easy training incentive for their employees. They can come in, it's about a 6-minute video, and the employees can come in the morning and really just sit down, watch the video. It's really a quick toolbox tool that someone could use, especially if they're having slips, trips, and falls. I would foresee an employer, you know, using this maybe in the wintertime when that is a little more prevalent in the wintertime, and a lot of times, you know, the slips, trips, and falls, they're one of the most expensive claims that we have seen in our clientele base here in Omaha, and so I really wanted to be able to effectively train the employees through this. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the video right now, and I hope you enjoy it.
Because trips and falls can happen anywhere in your house, $2 billion. That's the amount of money that non-fatal workplace injuries amounted to in direct U.S. workers' compensation costs. That means more than $1 billion per week by businesses on these injuries, not including the indirect costs to employers like training and safety, lost productivity, repairs of damaged equipment and property, and implementation of corrective measures. Slips, trips, and falls are the cause of 15% of accidents and deaths. Second, motor vehicles as the cause of fatality. Because slips, trips, and falls can happen in your operation, it's important to know what hazards are involved and how you can help prevent some of these risks. Liberty Mutual's Workplace Safety Index reported that falls from the same levels was 10.17 billion and falls to lower levels was 5.4 billion, which were second and third highest causes of workplace injuries. The same level is defined as a fall to the same walking or working surface, fall into or against objects above the same surface. Fall to a lower level is a fall to a level below walking or working surface. So here are some steps to be more safe on your operation. Don't be in a hurry. Slips and falls often occur while people are in a hurry because they often take shortcuts and don't pay attention to what they are doing. We all have tried to jump across an obstacle instead of walking the long way around to our destination. These types of acts are unsafe. Slow down and walk sure-footedly by avoiding potentially hazardous shortcuts. Pay attention to your steps. Avoid injuries by paying attention to where you are walking. Learn to recognize hazards and avoid potential hazards saves time, money, and injuries. As mentioned previously, resist the temptation to shortcuts because shortcuts are usually comprised of objects or routes not designed for traffic and often consist of unstable shapes or slippery surfaces. Slippery surfaces often don't appear dangerous until you happen to step on them. Then it's too late. Clean up grease, water, and other forms of spills as you notice them. Cover icy and greasy spots with sand or dirt or other types of absorbent material. Walking safely. If you want to avoid walking on slippery or wet surfaces, practice walking safely across. Try to run, jump, or slide across these slip surfaces. Instead, take slow, short steps with your toes slightly outward. For additional balance, keep your hands at your sides, not in your pockets, to support if you begin to fall. Remember that a freshly polished floor can also be very slick, even though it doesn't usually appear positive. Use non-slip shoes and surfaces when available. If you're working in a bed that has on the light first, even if you stay only for a moment. Keep walkways clear of obstructions in areas that have poor lighting. Exercise stair safety. Stairs which are too steep or not steep enough can create the potential for trips and falls. Because it is very easy to lose your footing while climbing stairs, walk up and down stairs slowly, cautious of worn or broken steps, and of insufficient lighting that may make it difficult to see properly. Never run up or down the stairs, and avoid skipping steps. If you have to carry a load while climbing stairs, carry the load so it doesn't block your vision and keep one hand free, if possible, to hold onto the wall railing. It is very important to remember to hold onto the wall railing when going up and down stairs at all times. It's important to remember to exit off machines like entering the machine as close as the safest way possible to get down. Do not exit machines in the front, as this could have some major consequences. Always have 3 points of contact when possible, and exit the machine slow and backwards to ensure proper safety. Inspect your ladder. Use your ladder to ensure that rungs are in good condition and that it has no cracks or broken parts. The ladder is equipped with a spreader that locks the ladder frame into position. Make sure it is secured before you begin to climb. Importantly, check to make sure the ladder is the correct height for the task at hand. This prevents you from reaching too far forward or upward, which cause you to become off balance. Finally, it is important to note that OSHA has revised the walking working surfaces standard and got into effect as of November 17, 2017, varying phase-in periods. Under new standards, ladder cages are no longer recognized as an acceptable means of fall prevention or for fixed ladders over 24 feet in height. Any facility constructed after November 19, 2018 should not have ladder cages installed. Instead, newly constructed fixed ladders should be equipped with a ladder safety system. Alternatively, employers may choose to install a personal fall arrest system. This new standard mandates that existing fixed ladder cages remain in place for 20 years. However, if the ladder or portion of the ladder requires repair or replacement, employers must implement a ladder safety system, personal fall arrest system, or replace the fixed ladder with a stairway. Always remember, think safe, be smart, and don't take shortcuts.
So I really wanted to showcase the different facts that our clients need to take in order to be more safe when it comes to slips, trips, and falls. And I also wanted to be able to show them that what's important is really just taking those steps. And like I said, it's very easy. And then also I wanted to emphasize the new OSHA standards, because when we went out on clientele visits, I noticed that a lot of clients had no idea about the new OSHA standards, and that was a little confusing to me. And so I wanted to be able to help them know what they need to do in the long run for those ladder cages. So I've created a lot of videos, just being an ag communications major, but I've never actually created a GIF video before. One of the challenges with that was just not having enough time in my internship during my summer to grab enough B-roll to actually chase somebody doing those kind of hazards. And so I got just resorting to GIFs. And I think it actually worked out really well because it creates a kind of humorous way to look at slips, trips, and falls. And I think it can really stick in people's minds a lot more clearly when you have something humorous kind of showcased. And so even though it's a very serious topic, I think the GIFs kind of nailed it as far as being able to showcase the different steps that you need to take to be safe. So for these two projects, we're really just being able to communicate that safety effectively. And of course, I have an action plan with these. I want to be able to continue Shock Talk. I would look forward to continuing a career with Gallagher, and with that, I would really like to take that Shock Talk on as my own and be able to do something different, whether it's every month or monthly or something like that. And the purpose of that Shock Talk would be able to have a different safety topic every single time and be able to put that together and send that to our clients. So we would have a email base for our clients and be able to send that out via email to them, something quick, like I said, they could use for toolbox talks in the morning with their employees. And then, of course, each client that comes on with the list, and they'd be able to have that resource too. Should a client no longer be with Gallagher for whatever reason, they would no longer be on that email list. So that's really an incentive there for not only our producers, but also National Risk Control to use. I would also like to make more training videos. Something that I really like doing is that media work, that video work, and so I'd really like to be able to take my camera out on the different clients and trips that I visit and be able to, take pictures, take videos, and create more training videos for them. We could really utilize either Gallagher Bassett, as we have, kind of a training program deal lined up with them, but also use it for our own purposes and have National Risk Control be able to use those videos, send them to the clients to have something readily accessible for them. I would love to make more posters. This tag out, that's just the beginning. There's lots more posters that you can make in the future for various hazards and risks, and so I would really like to be able to make more posters and have that readily accessible for them. Challenges that I ran into going back to just this summer went by far. It was one of my fastest summers I've ever had, and so it really went by fast, especially when you're on the road like that so many times. And so I really ran into just the time factor. I'd also like to have more stock photos and videos back to, being able to take my camera out on those clientele visits and really gather some more videos and photos for different training videos and purposes. I'd really like to expand my clientele base too. Like I said, in Omaha, Nebraska, we have hog farms and dairies. And so I'd really like to expand that, whether that's construction, manufacturing, wineries, whatever it might be that all of you are exposed to. I'd really like to be able to expose myself to a wide clientele base, and I'm always ready to learn, and I look forward to learning new things every day, and so I'd really like to be able to do that. And then another challenge was just how I communicate this the best way to our clients. That's the whole point of safety, is being able to communicate it to our clients and get them to care. And so, the better you communicate the risks and risks that are associated on their industry, you're really able to save money in the long run and save a lot of claims from happening. And so, that's just one of the challenges that you run into every day, I'm sure, is just being able to communicate that the best way to our clients. And I think that's really where my communications degree would fit in perfectly, would be because I know how to communicate, or I guess I've been taught how to communicate in college, right? That's what my degree is. And so, once I learn that, I'm good to go to communicate to others about the safety that they need to have. And there, if you know Clint Eastwood, go ahead, make my day. Every single challenge that I face, it makes my day, because I never want to have a boring day, and I always just want to continue to learn and keep on learning. And so if I am faced with challenges every day, that's a great day for me. And so that's why I've really enjoyed this internship. It's been challenging for me, and I've really enjoyed it because I've had a great day every day. What skills have I gained? I learned a lot of safety lessons. Go back to really doing grain bin safety. I come from a ranching background, and so I did know a lot about cattle safety, and I knew a lot about grain bin safety, but I didn't really know anything else. And so being able to travel out to those clients and see the kind of problems that they're faced with every single day, and really learn what risks are associated with their industry, I really enjoyed being able to learn those safety lessons. I want to emphasize teamwork. Mike, Jill, and we've been working as a team this whole entire summer, and I've really enjoyed that aspect. National Risk Control, that's a team, right? And so I really enjoyed being able to work throughout the team and really enjoyed, getting up and meeting everyone in Chicago and having that time, national risk control interns and being able to, help them throughout the rest of the summer, and that's really been fun for me. To learn how to communicate. With each industry, it's a different way of communicating to each industry. When you talk to an agricultural producer, it's going to be a lot different. That conversation is going to be a lot different compared to talking to somebody in the manufacturing industry. And so I've really learned how to communicate to a wide range of people, and that's been really fun too. I didn't have very much OSHA understanding coming into this internship. Going back to my communications degree, I didn't even know that there were such things as safety degrees. And so it was really fun to kind of take a step back, do that research, and really learn about OSHA the best way I could. And I've also gained creativity. Being able to create these post newsletters and videos and the new reports, I've really been able to expand my design skills and really show creativity throughout my work, and I've really enjoyed that. And of course, I'm always ready to learn. There's always opportunity to learn, and I've really enjoyed having this experience to learn this summer and be able to expand my knowledge base. And so that's been really fun as well. Sources that I used, just leaders that are on the call, Mike Keenan, and then of course the internet is a wonderful resource for OSHA and a lot of different safety resources as well. And of course, I use some of my designs that I have learned throughout my college career. And destination. I would look forward to a career with Gallagher, and through this internship, I really had a unique experience being able to learn safety knowledge, and my communication skills have improved greatly. I've also been able to increase my attention to detail. I would always say that I was attentive to detail before, but this time I've really learned that, that's the most important part, is being able to pay attention to the details, especially when you're doing those safety walkthroughs with clients. And so to see something that nobody else can see. And this summer, I was able to actually catch a couple of things with a couple different clients that nobody else saw when we were doing those safety walkthroughs. And that was really important to me because it increased my awareness, and it really helped me be able to really look at the fine things and not just breeze through. And with my passion for safety, it'll never change. I've had passion for safety ever since I was 10 years old. And, it's really just been able to transform my life into a safety career. And I've really enjoyed that a lot. And it's never going to change no matter what kind of industry I'm working in, as far as keeping people safe, because that's the most important to me, is making sure that they go home to their families. I'm always up for the challenge. Like I said, going back to challenge make my day. And I'm always ready for the challenge, and I'll always be there to accept a challenge. And so that's what I really enjoyed about Gallagher, and Gallagher is going to give me challenges every day, and I'm definitely ready to accept them. So I am done with my presentation, and do any of you have any questions?
And the floor is open for questions if anybody's got any questions for Cadrien.
Rico here, Cadrien. Not many questions, but a few comments.
Okay.
Great project. I'm overwhelmed with how scalable and adaptable your work products are to our clients. Looking at those posters in the video, it fits the end users perfectly. So you were able to capture, is really important to a client and give them just need. Nothing too much, nothing too little, but exactly what your end user is going to need. And I think that's an important part of a safety practitioner, is to know your audience and know what you need to keep them safer. And as a safety professional, I applaud that. Another comment: your clarity of message is fantastic. I loved your presentation style and the way that you conveyed your messaging. And most important was your collaboration and your collaborative approach to this process. Acknowledging the people that helped you and all the processes it's a mark of your character, and it's extremely important. So thank you.
Well, thank you. I had a lot of fun this summer, and I was so excited to be able to present to all of you folks of what I was able to accomplish this summer. And I've had an amazing experience here.
This is Jim Smith. I sent you a chat, but I'll go ahead and tell you what the chat was. First of all, this was a very articulated presentation, well done, and I thank you for that information. Of the report, the infographic display, that was fantastic. The data was impactful in your newsletter. I think that was real good. I have one question, though. As you look at a lot of these various hazards, have you thought about using what we call space matrix ranking, like high, medium, low? So you can provide that to the client that can focus on the high risk to the least. Any thought on that?
I did not think of that when doing these particular projects, but I was a little exposed to that when I was able to go out to those clients and do the safety walkthroughs, especially on the thermographic work as well. A lot of the times we'd take a picture of that breaker box, and those breakers would be hot and they would be ready to blow. And so I was exposed to the high, medium, low range on that sense, but I didn't necessarily put them in my presentation and in my work this summer, just simply because I didn't think about it. But that would definitely be a really great resource for our clients to use. And I think it's important too to be able to do those safety walkthroughs with the clients and make sure to explain the really high risks and then of course on down the list. And that's a great point.
Communication, you're very articulate. You did a great job.
Thanks.
Hey, Boston Lion. Yeah, mirroring what everyone else said, that was just extremely professional and clear, and really presentation. What did you edit that video in? What program did you use for that?
Yeah, so in the past when I've done videos, I've used Wondershare Filmora, but of course Gallagher didn't necessarily have that program, and when I asked for that program to be installed on my computer, the process took a really long time, and so they actually, they didn't even get it installed on my computer until just last week, which was obviously too late to make the video. And so I actually utilized Photos, which is on our laptop. It's a Windows program, and there's an app called Photos, and in that Photos program you can actually make a video. And so I was able to just insert all my photos, all those GIFs and different things, and create a video out of it. And they have pre-installed music that you can use, and then of course I recorded the script, and it was easy. It was very easy to use, but I would prefer my own program just because that's what I'm used to using, and it's a little more professional, and you can do a little bit more with it. But for what I had, I think the Photos app worked great.
No, thanks so much. Great job.
Yep.
This is Tyler Buford. Awesome job. The shock tops, I like those. The layout of those were great. Coming from hard hat bulletin side, I might take some of that stuff and use it on my end too. So thanks for putting those together. So when you're talking about customizable safety videos for on-site people, again, yeah, that would be truly out in the field with us, and then also the client would be very grateful for it. So, only question I have, and kind of like what Austin was saying, is the beginning presentation where you have what you have set up right now with My Journey goals and everything else that was clickable. What software is that you're using?
It's called Prezi.com. It's just an online program. It's free to use. It's on the internet. The only problem with it is, you just have to have internet to present. But if you want to use it without internet, there is a upgrade that you can pay for and use that without internet. But it's called Prezi.com. It's very quick and easy to use, and you just put all your things into it. And I think it kind of displays the information in a fun way that is a little different from PowerPoint, and a lot of people tend to the difference compared to just the standard PowerPoint. And so it's just Prezi.com, Prezi.com, and it's been a great resource for me throughout my years.
Yeah, it was here to follow, and I liked it. So thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. Questions or comments?
So you're kicking off the program correctly here with, I think, the bestest comments was the bestest summer you've ever had. You know, it's really, if you think about the challenges we put forth back in June, how do we leverage your creativity and innovation? I got a big asterisk next to the report format, your pictorial approach to being able to share with clients very quickly, you know, the things that you found and then how they can help, you know, address those issues. Huge idea that I think we should be able to take a look at and scale that out. So I'd love to go off of that idea with some additional follow-up maybe later on this week.
Sure.
And there's certainly some of the other comments that certainly couldn't agree more. But one of the things that kind of I listened to you, right? You've had an opportunity to get exposure to various parts of the West. It sounds like you've gotten a good dose of the various industries we support. This is a challenge for you now. I know you like to your days be made, right? So here's the challenge, right? What do you see us doing that you would say, not quite sure we need to continue doing that, i.e. that maybe wasn't quite so much impact as you would have expected, or there seemed to be a lot of resources being deployed to it, you know, without the benefit, and you think we could redeploy? What kind of things do you see that we probably shouldn't?
Sure. One thing that I would say, I think, would be, you know, we did the safety walkthroughs, and those are so helpful to our clients. But a lot of times, what I saw was, you know, our clients, we would go back there every single year and do those safety walkthroughs. And they would really, you know, I mean, they would improve, and we would see the clients improving from, you know, year to year, just because I was able to look at past reports when we would go on these walkthroughs. One thing that I noticed was, you know, I mean, what kind of resources are we giving them to actually not only improve the kind of workplace that the employees live in, but improve the employees as well? And that's one challenge, you know, because everybody needs time, right? Everybody needs time to create these kind of things, to create a newsletter, to create training videos, to, you know, create whatever you want as far as content goes. And content is really, it's focused, in my opinion, on the employees. It's not focused necessarily on the workplace. And of course, you know, subscription and falls, it depends on the workplace and how clean it is. But I really wanted to be able to focus on the employees and say, hey, these are the kind of things that you need to look out for. And you know, when you do those safety walkthroughs, those employees, they're not walking with you. You know, I mean, you're either alone walking through a place like that, or you are with, you know, the manager or whatever it might be. And so, you know, you're looking for the things that are, you know, like the breaker boxes and, you know, oil on the floor and different things like that. But, you know, once the place gets cleaned up, you really, I think, in my opinion, need to focus on employees as well, because it's the employees that are ultimately doing the work and are the ones that need to keep safety on their mind. And a lot of times it's just hurry. You know, a lot of accidents happen on a Friday in the middle of the afternoon because people are ready to go home and they're not thinking about the different risks associated with what they're doing. And so I guess, you know, challenge is just to say create more content, like videos, like newsletters, whatever it might be, posters, and create more content like that will really help improve the employees, and so that, you know, the employer can have that talk with their employees and say, hey, these are the risks, these are the hazards that you need to look out for, and here's what we're going to do to make your work and your life safer so that you can return home. I think that's really the most important part, because you can improve the workplace so much, but in the end, it's going to come down to the employee and what they're thinking about and what they're doing. So I guess that's just my suggestion.
I like it. Definitely, you know, it's I think a challenge, right? How do we get more employees involved in what we do? But I think your point is spot on. Those are the ones that are going to benefit the most from our time working with our clients. So I think that challenge is something that I would love to learn more about how you think we can do that, you know, on a broader scale. Great input there.
I'll kick it back to Mike Keenan, and maybe you can finish up the call.
Thanks, and thanks again for your time and your presentation today. Thanks for everybody listening in and listening in on our first presentation. Thanks, Cadrien, for kicking that off. I'm really looking forward to hearing the rest of them. We've had a great experience here in Omaha, but we're looking forward to hearing the rest of the presentations over the next couple of days and find what everybody else has been up to. So thank you, and everybody have a wonderful day.
Thanks for your leadership. Have a great day, everybody.
You bet.